Streaming Praise Radio. The station with the best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
The day the Lord has made, we will rejoice and be glad in it. You have tuned into Radical Riddimz on SPRLIVEFM.com. Thank you so much for that background vocal and music. It's your girl, Princess Playa, and normally we would have Brother Benji here, but he is not able to come in today, so we have none other than the CEO, the founder, the mastermind, the one and only, Claremont Humphrey.
Well, thank you so much for such an amazing... such an amazing...
It's not working?
It is working.
So why isn't it playing?
What?
Is it? Oh, is it because I have this playing in the background?
Yeah, it's all playing. It is playing.
Oh, you know what? Oh, sorry people if you hear that. You know what it is? It's because this is down.
Yeah.
I can't hear it. Yeah. But yes, thank you so much, sir, for sitting in and chatting with me and discussing. I'm looking forward to the show today.
Well, yeah, I'm just here. I just double hearing myself to make sure that we good. Yeah. Well, you know, of course, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to be here. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. My pleasure. Brother Benji, I can't do what you do, but I'm going to try my best.
He's going to try his best.
I'm going to try my best.
We're going to have some good discussion today. You've tuned into SPRLIVEFM.com. Radical Riddimz every Sunday from 3 until 5 p.m. where we're playing the best in gospel, reggae, soca, calypso, dancehall, what else? Afrobeats. How could I forget about the Afrobeats? Oh my goodness. So yes, let's get right into it because we have some things for talk later. We're gonna hear some commentary and stuff like that. So let's start the show off with The Anointed Veil, Jesus Love. I love this song, you see. Let's hear it.
Yo, the lingo. I want them ready for that one. Yeah.
Something about your love, Jehovah, your love, Jesus, your love has got a hold on me. Yes, your love has got a hold on me. Your agape love has got a hold on me. Yes, Jesus, your love has got a hold on me. Dear one, let me start from the top. Morning at the ghetto, mom, me never bust no clock. Asking how come you might ask what? Listen to the lyrics, I am coming to that. Me never smoke weed and me never burn crack. Never rap strong, now rap anti-pot. Never drop out of school and don't dance bad. That's when me know what say a price out my back. Jesus, your love has got a hold on me. Yes, your love has got a hold on me. Your agape love has got a hold on me. Jesus, your love has got a hold on me. Listen to me, can't believe to sneak around with Nisha and Keisha. But your agape love it on me that she cleanse me, and right now I am free. Oh gosh, and I can't live the life anymore, cause you have proved to me over and over. Your agape love is the only love to keep me pure. Jesus, your love has got a hold on me. Something about your love has got a hold on me. Your first Corinthian love has got a hold on me. Something about that love has got a hold on me. Telling God the one, let me start from the top. Born in the ghetto, but me never bust no Glock. So asking how comes your might dance what? Listen to the lyrics, I am coming to that. Me never smoke weed, never bun crack, never rap chung, nor rap anti-pat, never drop out of school and turn down spot. That's when me know say a Christ on me back. Jesus, your love has got a hold on me.
Yo, I want to tell us a life too short, you know.
Too short.
The Bible says Jesus died to give me life and life more abundantly, you know.
That's why we have to live up, yeah.
So me I go live my life in a style. Yes, yeah. Me I live my life, me I live my life. Every day me get up, me I live my life. Me I live my life, me I live my life. Every day me get up, me I live my life. Me I live my life, me I live my life. Every day me get up, me I live my life. Me I live my life, me I live my life. Every day me get up, me I live my life. Get up every day and live my life. Christ died on the cross for me life. You can't stay there and watch my life. Me clothes clean and me shoes well nice. Put on me clothes and me step out the road. Any cologne and now I fit and forge. Me now I fi have a car, take the bus. Watch who your power with no outfit. Me I live my life, me I live my life. Every day me get up, me I live my life. Me I live my life, me I live my life. Every day me get up, me I live my life. Me I live my life, me I live my life. Every day me get up, me I live my life. Me I live my life, me I live my life. Every day me get up, me I live my life. As a youth, me say me no fi satisfied. Yeah man. Now say me soul I go bust no pipe. No sir. Me work and so me I go enjoy myself. Go to the movies, me no buckle pan shelf. No. Life too short, me I go enjoy myself. Yeah man. That no say me I go innocent thing. No. Them the ways, them me put it in a bin. Yeah man. Link up my friend them over there so make we sing. Me I live my life, me I live my life. Every day me get up, me I live my life. Me I live my life, me I live my life. Every day me get up, me I live my life. Me I live my life, me I live my life. Every day me get up, me I live my life. Me I live my life, me I live my life. Every day me get up, me I live my life. Yeah, me answer the man. You see if you do good, people talk. You see if you do bad, people talk.
Jerusalem, 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 Jerusalem. Jerusalem is my home. Guard me, walk with me, do not leave me here. Jerusalem is my home. Guide me, walk with me, do not leave me here. My place is not here, my place is not here, my kingdom's not here, my kingdom's not here. Guide me, my place is not here, my place is not here, my kingdom's not here, my kingdom's not here. Guide me, walk with me. Guide me, guide me, guide me.
my Jerusalem, Ikayalami, Gilandoloze, Hambenami, Zunangishilana, Dawayami, Ayikolana, Sawami, Kolana, Gilandoloze.
Jerusalem is my home. Guide me, walk with me, do not leave me here. Always in timing, Papa, always providing.
Always.
Hallelujah, glory be to God. Yeah. My father is a millionaire. I'm stepping and go. My father is a millionaire. I'm stepping and go. She step I take. I'm stepping and go. Every morning I wake. I'm stepping and go. My father is a millionaire. I'm stepping and go. My father is a millionaire. I'm stepping and go. He step I take. I'm stepping and go. Every morning I wake. I'm stepping and go.
My God is a billion, trillion, richer than 10 billion, trillion, You hear me that the big young million there, 20 million Instagram share. Eyes ever seen, ear every ear, what the lag got prepare. Me a talk about 10 million, house a bigger than Trump a billion, gold, table and chair. Out the Gideon, into Jejaland, out of Babylon, pay fly clothes we are wear. Gold slippers from foot we know we are Nike here. 1 million, billion, trillion here. And on that day I see the worst I hear.
My father is a millionaire. I'm stepping and go. My father is a millionaire. I'm stepping and go. He step I take. I'm stepping and go. Every morning I wake. I'm stepping and go.
Cheers up. Me daddy rich, full of collateral, packing fat, till him want lateral. Richer than Bill Gates, than Matalan. Who enough goat, and a lot of land. Who can come here? Not a man. Who can come close? Not another one. Not even King David or Solomon. Pocket money, turn over me caravan. That's why we no worry nor fret. Not even worry about it. Everything good from God we get. We serve God without regret. Follow God and we not look back. Bible for me phone and in a me book back. God we Jehovah Jireh, we take what we need and guess what? No,
my father is a millionaire. I'm stepping and go. My father is a millionaire. I'm stepping and go. He step right in. I'm stepping and go. Every morning I wake. I'm stepping and go. Daddy.
I'm so glad that God is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. I will stand fast in the liberty wherein God has made me free, and I refuse to be entangled again in the yoke of bondage. Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine, heir of salvation, purchased by God, born of his spirit, washed in his blood. Washed in the blood of the Lamb. This is my story. This is my song. This is my song. Praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story. know you can't hold me. And you see, say, no control me. Guess you know by now you are below me. Once God got hold of me. First you want love and affection. Now you want change the direction. Hold me, nobody squeeze too tight. Out the fire, lose the light, set me free. Fly like the birds in the tree. Flow like the waves in the sea. Face reality. God's child at your property. This is my story. This is my song. This is my song. Praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all the day long.
The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Yes, the station with the best music, of course, is SPRLIVEFM.com. You've tuned into Radical Riddimz. It's your girl, Princess Playa, and filling in for Brotha Benji is none other than...
Claremont. Monty.
Yes, Monty. Monty is here. Monty is here.
Monty's here.
Yeah.
Monty's here, yeah.
So, Monty.
Yes, ma'am.
So what we have going on right now in Ontario. Ontario is a province that Toronto is in, and we are going through what our premier has declared a vaccine certificate program. And it's starting September 22nd. And I know there are a lot of people who are scrambling and trying to figure out, you know, what is this thing exactly? What do we have to do? What, you know, those that are vaccinated, unvaccinated. So for those that are unvaccinated, it's something that you more need to know than the vaccinated ones. So this program it's a QR program. It seems like it's going to be a digital program. As of right now, you have to have your receipt that you had a vaccine, and you bring it with you along with your photo ID to certain places that I will list off in a second. You show proof that you've been vaccinated. Now, if you're unvaccinated, unfortunately, you can't go to these places. So that's what's happening right now. They will be switching over to a QR system. So every vaccinated person will get their own QR code that they will have on, they will be able to sign in to some app, and it will be on their phone, and then they will show that QR code to whatever establishment they're at along with their photo ID. That's what's happening right now. So I'm going to list off the places for you. It's something else I got to tell you. So restaurants and bars, it does exclude outdoor patios. So unvaccinated people can eat on the patios of restaurant. They can do delivery and takeout, but you just cannot dine in. Nightclubs, it includes outdoor areas of the establishment as well. So all who love party and go dancing, you cannot do that. Do that at somebody's house. Ooh. Meeting and event spaces such as banquet halls and conference convention centers. That means anybody that's having a wedding at these places, you can't go if you're not vaccinated.
The wedding at your house then.
Right. You have to have the wedding at your house. The reception, everything there. Facilities used for sports, fitness, activities, and personal fitness training, such as gyms, fitness, recreational facilities, with the exception of youth recreation sports. Okay? Those are mandated with this vaccine certificate. So if you have a gym membership right now, you might want to call up your gym and find out wagwan. So you might want to put a pause on your membership. Sporting events. No Blue Jay games, no Raptors games, no hockey games for the unvaccinated. At first, they were saying that they were going to do negative COVID tests, but no, not anymore. Casinos, bingo halls, and gaming establishments. Okay. Concerts, music festivals, theaters, and cinemas. Watch this one, do. Strip clubs, bathhouses, and sex clubs.
Dang, I can't go there no more.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I should not have done that. My apologies.
I was like, what? I said, okay, I guess, but I mean, people see these, and I mean, they've been listing off these places from before,
Right.
And it's like, I'm sure people are like, we have those things here. I'm sure people are saying we have those things.
Yeah,
here.
we do.
Unfortunately, Toronto is the hub for those things.
Carlton, which is the continuation of College Street, from University on. There's a whole house going close to.
How you know about the house?
I tell you, I can't go there no more. No. Do you remember? There was a whole. It was in this news. This sounds wrong, but that sounds so.
It was in the news. Something was going on there.
There was going down there.
Oh, okay.
Carlton went there. I think there's a number of people that got arrested or somebody got killed or something like that. That was years back.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Racing venues. That's the last one. So horse racing. So you cannot go to Woodbine Track if you're unvaccinated. So these are the things. If you are unvaccinated, you cannot go. The only thing that's the exception is.
Yeah, just press call in.
Call in?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
How do we know this is Benji?
Hey, good morning.
Good afternoon.
Well, the person that said nothing, hello?
Hello? They hung up. They hung up? Okay. Yeah, too bad. I thought he said 3:45.
Yeah,
Anyways. Yeah, call in 3:45, Bridget. So yes, that is what's going on in Ontario right now. There are a lot of people that are protesting. What do you feel about this whole thing, Claire? I know you're very vocal during Praise Life morning show.
Let me put it this way. I saw a news caption on CBC News that says they need to stop bullying healthcare workers and police officers. The biggest lie. Because the healthcare workers are themselves that are protesting. Now, I'm reading a thing here. It says, hello, my dear fellow Canadians. There's a number of us in the healthcare sector who are under deep pressure and coercing right now. I'm trying to stand my firm, but I'm afraid that we're going to be fired. And they're police officers who, there's a thing called, Business Against Health Pass. That on Facebook, you can join if you want to. You get all the information there. And police officers are pretty much saying, hey, we're not part of this either. And a number of police officers are saying that. A number of police officers. And I'm not talking hundreds, I'm talking probably in the thousands. The problem is this, is that people, I've just recognized, and this is something that I think the government knows as well, and they're keeping their nose squeaky clean to make sure that in the long run, that there's no lawsuits coming, because I heard our prime minister saying that he's trying to find a way of putting a ban on lawsuits against companies for not allowing them to actually come into their businesses, one, and those companies that say you can't work here unless you're vaccinated. So they're trying to put a ban. I don't think it's going to go through.
It can't, because it's
in 2017
it's not law. What they're coming with is not law. It's just policy.
Yeah, in 2017 they signed a bill that claims that this is all part of this forcing of vaccination. You cannot. That bill was signed in 2017 on the 4th of May. And I memorized it. I generally don't memorize it, but I memorized it because I think I have it somewhere on my phone, because I'm ready to use it if and when that time comes.
Yeah.
Right? So, and a lot of businesses saying, hey, we're waiting for that fine that they want to give us if we let unvaccinated people in. Here's another thing, too, that I'm thinking about. For the vaccinated people, I personally don't care how much vaccines you take. I see something in some newscast where people are going and taking multiple vaccines just to get $100. I mean, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy. But here's my thing. I personally believe just what happened in Israel can also happen here. And when vaccinated people come together in a group together, that's where the variant begins. They're trying to say that the unvaccinated, like myself, you know, are the ones that's spreading the variant. But brother and sister, may I take my vitamins? Like, you remember when Hulk Hogan used to say, take your vitamins, say your prayers?
Yeah.
I take my vitamins and I pray daily, almost all day. So I know I'm good.
Yeah.
And I will not cause anybody harm or any illnesses out there. I know that for a fact. I know that without a shadow of a doubt. But you know what?
But you brought up Israel, and the funny thing is I saw a video, I don't know how true it is, but I don't think they'd come up with something that's false like that. It said, we know that Israel was one of the first nations to come with a vaccine passport and require that all their citizens, they're almost all vaccinated. What they're now saying is that they're not allowing any vaccinated people to come into
That's absolutely true.
Israel. And I was like,
yeah,
what? Because they're realizing
the one news that we look at over there, they said it.
Because now they're realizing that they're having a flare up, an outbreak of COVID from vaccinated people. So now they're not even allowing vaccinated people.
So now they started the what you call the third booster shot, which WHO said they did not want them to start it so early. But Israel said we can't wait. All people are getting sick, and they're all vaccinated. So we need to get them taken care of. So they give the third booster shot, and WHO said, well, no, don't put it out yet because we're not sure yet.
Yeah, my thing with all this vaccine passport and whatever. Okay, so we brought up police, Toronto Police and the TTC, which is our public transit in the city of Toronto. They're all mandating their employees and the police to be vaccinated. So that's what's happening right now. There's a lot of them who are protesting this, meaning not that they're necessarily holding up signs and protesting, but they're just saying, no, I'm not taking it. So you're going to have to do your worst right now.
Exactly.
And I'm prepared to do what I need to do to come against you for, firing me or relieving me of my job, my duties. So I would say this, still stick it out. Don't jump to get the vaccine. There are people that I know that are taking their time and doing their research. All you need to do is find a collective group of people. It is in the courts right now. Those that are in Canada, it is in the courts right now but I think the lawyer's name is Rocco, I forget his first name, but it's in the courts right now. They're fighting these mandates. Right now, the vaccine passport is in 3 provinces implemented: BC, Manitoba, and Quebec. And Ontario is looking to implement it in September 22nd. So you have time. I know your workplaces are pressuring you, but know that you have your right. You have your rights. They cannot do that. Children, I don't think a lot of people know that vaccines are not mandatory for children. They're not. You can get an exemption form, and it's not that difficult to get. So surely for adults, it's not mandatory. It isn't, because legally there's a video that went around. It says vaccines are not mandatory in Canada, so they can't just come with this now and say it's mandatory and just expect you. They're using intimidation, coercion, and they're just forcing people to do this by and taking advantage of the fact that people are ignorant.
Yeah. And here's the thing: they're talking about the fact that that people are protesters are bullying police officers and healthcare workers and that kind of stuff, and they're the ones that are bullying us.
Right.
I mean, it's like, really, folks, let's make something quite clear, and this is a disclaimer for Streaming Praise Radio. We are not anti-vaxxers.
No, not at all.
We're not anti-vaxxers. Watch this. You see that there? There's all the vaccines that me I take back in my day, right? When I had to go to Kenya, I had to take 5 vaccines, right? I'm not anti-vaxxers. I heard somebody say today, well, why is it that the vaccine couldn't come out this quick? I mean, with all the technology that we have. Hold on a minute. There's only one way I would say this vaccine came out quick, based on the videos that we were looking, which they now silence on YouTube. But if anybody wants it and you want to hit me up, I have the video. I can send it to you. You can see where they started to do this from 2005. And they were targeting what they call the God gene in a person. And I was like, whoa.
Okay. We're going to come back to that.
Yeah.
We're going to come back to that because there's a lot to say. I want to get back into the music. But I also want to hail up my radical Riddimz. Big up on yourself, Brother Benji. I see you. Brother Benji's going to call in soon. And Sister Raquel. It's a different Raquel. McKitty. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to get back into the music, but we're going to come back and talk about this God gene?
God gene, yeah.
Yes, and some other stuff with regard to that, but there's a whole lot more stuff to talk about. Let's hear from JVS Glory featuring Brian Mensa right here on SPRLIVEFM.com. Radical Riddimz.
Reaching
the boy Brian the Mensa. See, if I told you all the things that I've been through, you no go believe I'm alive. You go figure, say I did lie. But when you make me all the time, and that's why I will give him all of the praises, all of the praise on no, yeah, my jinkwa. And then I was a media, I sit down and man on a daily. How can I forget your love for me? You're the only one who's there for me. Give God the glory, come and give him praise. Give God the glory, bless his holy name. Come move to the floor, everybody shout for more. Let God know your joy once more. King of kings, Lord of lords. Oh, yummy, I be but your down for no force. His grace is sure, his mind is pure, his love is the cure. Give God the glory, come and give him praise. Give God the glory, bless his holy name. Who go believe that? I go walk on water and seas that. People they drown, I see that. Eventually my blessings are in time. Every day I'm mostly the same. Really all I had was the stories of pain. Till I went in glory from shame, and I only give praise to his holiest name. How can I forget your love for me? You're the only one who's there for me. Give God glory, blessings, holy, all he's for me. I dey praise him and shout my story. I dey overtake, I dey elevate, I dey thank God, say we dey celebrate. As we dey sing praise, make it a bouger. Give God the glory, come and give him praise. Give God the glory, bless his holy name.
It's Whistle on the beat.
Come to repentance. Believe me when I say that Jesus Christ not pleased with your ways. Accept him and be born again. Believe me when I say that Jesus Christ not pleased with your ways. Accept him and be born again. There's some serious times when people sitting on the bed and watching TV and cause they fear, they scared. What's next? What's next? Holding the rosary in the palm, the Bible on some and the candle in their hand. But no Jesus in their heart. Believe me when I say that Jesus Christ not pleased with your ways. Accept him and be born again. Believe me when I say that Jesus Christ not pleased with your ways. Accept him and be born again. Disasters and sickness on the earth. You're only complaining but you never go to church. You see what's going on? What's going on? You're looking for a sign in the sky, but really and truly you're spiritually blind. You need to open up your heart. Believe me when I say Jesus Christ not pleased with your ways. Accept him and be born again. Believe me when I say that Jesus Christ not pleased with your ways. Accept him man be born again. What does a prophet a man to win the whole world and to lose his own soul? But you're lying and you're sinning, doing things on your own, holding on to the things of this world. So I bring forth this song for you there to tell you Jesus is the only way. He's the truth and the life, in him shall you prosper, and that's no lie. Believe me when I say, believe me when I say, believe me when I say that Jesus Christ is not pleased with your ways.
Where my dancers at? I am. My hands, my feet, my whole body. All that I am will sing hallelujah. My hands, my feet, come on now. All that the name of Jesus. Who keeps blessing you? Come on, come on. Who keeps blessing you? Let me hear you. Who keeps healing your body? Ay, ay, ay. Who keeps raising you? Oh my God. My hands. Oh, you know. Oh, you know. All that I am. We sing hallelujah. Aha. Hallelujah. 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 Aha. Somebody say yes! Tell your neighbor, I will. Why not? Why not? I will. Join me. Who keeps blessing you? Let me hear you. Who keeps healing your body? Ay, ay, ay. Who keeps raising you? Oh my God. My hand. Oh, you know. My whole body. All that I am. Come on. We'll sing hallelujah to you. I don't know about it. You. My hands. My feet. My whole body. All that I am. Sing hallelujah. Everything that I am will sing. My hands, my feet, my whole body. Everything that I am will sing. Oh, you know. Oh, you know. Oh, you know.
Wonderful God, our soul. We're here to praise you, Baba. Take all your glory. Jesus, you don't wallow. You have done so good, oh. I will give you glory and forever exalt you. Well. Papa, you've done so well. You are not so good, oh. I will give you glory and forever exalt you. The Lord is my shepherd. Oh yes, I shall not want. You said you supply all of me. Said it, I will never lack it. Now and forevermore. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me, shall follow you forevermore. I know you are my strength. Oh my God, Daddy, you are my anchor. You are the one of my
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can enjoy an inspirational word, commentary, special interviews, and a whole lot of gospel music from Streaming Praise Radio, SPR Live.
Streaming Praise Radio, SPR Live. This is the right one, right?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
So you are listening to Radical Riddimz with your girl Princess Playa and Brother
Montilou.
and hello.
Brother,
Hello, lovely people. You play at this my sister.
What?
I have one question to ask Mr.
Montilou.
Montilou, I have one question to ask you.
Yes, sir.
Is your feet burning you right now?
If my feet?
Yes. Are they burning you?
If it's burning me?
Yes.
Not quite. It's a little
Because
hot. But
I wear a size 9 shoes and you wear size 12. You are not moving one bit in that video when the music is playing. That's why I'm asking you.
Oh, because I'm not moving?
My feet is not moving. I made the music playing it and the man is just like...
No. You see what you're okay, my brother. Let me explain this to you very clearly. What you are seeing is an illusion, but I'm actually dancing on the inside. Yeah. What you see on the outside is a facade, is an illusion, but on the inside, and the inside of me, I am happy, I'm joyful, I'm dancing. You see, those people who come out and say that, today I'm black or today I'm white, today I'm male and female. Well, I may be seeing this also, but in the inside of me, there's a joy and a dancing that's going on. But you have to accept that.
I cannot accept that. You are radical Riddimz, which I think that play a dancer, and you're not even moving left to right.
Listen, I know you see something different out here, but I'm still dancing. It's how I feel on the inside that matters. You can't take that away from me. According to the law, it says that's how it is. Am I right, Princess Playa?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
She just said, yeah, okay. Yeah.
All right, lovely people. So how's everybody this
I am
afternoon?
doing well, man. I'm doing well. Thank you for allowing me to sit
How are
in your
you?
seat.
You kind of sounds far, or I don't
Yeah,
know.
Okay, let me come. Hold on. Give me 1.5 seconds. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, if you can make yourself sound more clear, that would be great. That would help us out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. That's
Right.
1, 2, 3,
That's
and
better.
10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So what's up? What's going on?
What's going on? The sun is shining in Chicago, and the breeze is not blowing.
All right.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna bow out at this point. When I say bow out, not leaving the studio, I'm gonna let you guys chat because you're gonna talk about something.
No, you can be part of the conversation.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here.
I have to say one thing. You mentioned something
because
earlier.
what you're about to talk about, I have no clue.
Oh my gosh! Honestly, like, what kind of show is this?
I know. All right.
Like, I don't know. I have. I don't know.
Hello.
I have one and a half.
Hello.
We have 1.5 hosts going on here.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, three people are here, right?
Oh,
Who's the half?
The 209 is the half. Big up to the Radical Riddimers that just joined the DJ Analyst. Big up DJ Analyst.
Yeah,
And Sister
but we're
Faye.
talking-
Big
hello.
up, Sister Faye. Thank you for joining in as usual, and everybody else that's joining and just watching and not really chatting. Reminder that we are live on YouTube. If you're listening on the radio on SPRLIVEFM.com, live on the we are on YouTube. You can go to our YouTube channel, Streaming Praise Radio, and you can watch us, see us live and in living color, and also participate in
All
the
handsomeness.
and you can
And we throw back the paper, watch Princess Playa banging the table while the mic is on.
and you can comment
Watch
and
you
chat
banging
with
the
us
table.
in the chat. We love that. So, Brother Benji, what I want to talk to you about was the race yesterday. Did you watch it?
Oh yeah, I missed
Well,
that.
before you talk about the race, I just have to say something on a serious tip. You mentioned earlier the places that the non-vaccine people cannot go.
Okay.
I am saying this to everybody who represents the kingdom of God. Do not bring this in God's house. Period. Period. Because that's one thing God does not hate is division. And this one thing that we are going through, this non-vaccine, who wear masks, who don't wear masks, we don't want division in the house.
It's already there, my brother. It's the unfortunate part. It's already there.
Unfortunately, it's going to happen, but it should not happen. The government should not dictate what happens in the house or what happens.
Well, the government is
kingdom
not
of God.
saying it. It's pastors that are deciding to do that. The churches are excluded from being mandated to have only vaccinated people there. It's the pastors and the heads of the church or the boards that are deciding.
Okay, yes, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Now back to the question you asked. Have I watched the race? Unfortunately, I did not watch both races, but all I know, Shikari come last again.
No, she didn't come last.
No, I am calling it last. She didn't come in the top 3. She did not come
Did
in
she come
top
in fourth place or something like that?
Fourth, yes.
So
So the race that we're talking about, people, is the Diamond League. It's a tour of meets, track meets. track and field meets. So they are, or just track. It's just track. And they're in Brussels. And Shelly Ann Fraser Price, she did not run. She's taking a break, which rightfully so. She deserves one. And Elaine Thompson Hera, she is nursing her Achilles. I don't think she got injured, but I think it's a little bit
she took a break too.
Yeah, she's taking a break to rest that. So only Sharika Jackson from Jamaica ran representing Jamaica. You had Shakari Richardson. This was for the 200 meter now. And there were other races, of course. So the result of it, Shakari came in 4th place. She almost came in 5th. It was close. She almost came in 5th place. Sharika came 2nd. Maboma from Namibia, she came in 1st. So she was silver medalist in Tokyo, and she came in 1st. She got the gold medal yesterday. And Asher Smith from Great Britain, she came in 3rd. So again, these women continue to school, and these are up and coming. These are not, they're seasoned, but they're still up and coming track stars and Olympians. And Shakari is still being schooled by them.
Now, here's my question for you. How did Shakari became so well known? What is it that put her on the map in the first place?
Her nails and her hair.
Well,
no. I mean,
not only that.
Because she did something that caused her to be like this. Oh, one to look for, and she's gonna be.
It's her nails and her hair and her quickness. Her you know, she can run. That's basically what it is. Like and they've compared it to FloJo. Because
but I have some more news to tell you all what you forgot to mention, Princess Playa.
About this?
Nope, not about this.
Well, okay.
In Poland, there was another track meet, and Shelly Ann Fraser came in 1st. She ran 10.89 in Poland in a track meet in Poland this weekend, and she came in 1st.
This weekend?
This week was another track meet in Poland, and Shelly Ann Fraser Price.
Are you sure that was not like 2 weekends ago?
Nope. This was this weekend. She ran in Poland, and Mama Rocket came in 1st with the time of 10.89. Sharika was supposed to run, and she came out because she is taking a rest because after Tokyo, Oregon, and all those other tracks.
Oh, you mean in Brussels?
No, not in Brussels. No. Brussels was the one that Elaine and Shelly Ann took a break from.
That was yesterday. Sharika wouldn't even be able to run today in somewhere else. Are you sure you're talking about the same race, dude?
Just watch it on YouTube. If you type in Shelly Ann Fraser Price, you're going to see her race that she came in 1st.
I saw that she came in first.
Yeah, 10 point, how much you say?
8.
She ran 10.81.
Okay.
And Sharika was supposed to run in that race, but she didn't run because she took a break.
I don't know if we're running this weekend, but okay. Congrats to her. But
that is breaking news. That is breaking news, which she didn't tell the lovely people then, which I heard and saw on YouTube.
Oh, okay. With regard to Shakari, so Shakari, it's mainly because of her, she has the what do you call it? Showmanship.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah.
She's all show. She has the nails. She has the hair. She's marketable. So that's what got her popular, and she can run. She was like winning in races, but these were like little track meets, local.
Right,
you know what I mean? Within
right.
the country, domestically. So that's what got her popular. But then what increased her popularity even more was when she had the drug test that prevented her from going into the Olympics, and that's when people were like, "Oh, what's going on? Who's this person?" Because everybody's talking about it. So that's what's up with her. But she's continuously being schooled, and I really think that she missed I think it was the Wanda Diamond League. There was the Oregon, there was Wanda, and then there's Brussels. So the one that was just before, which was I think last weekend or a week before, she wasn't at that one.
She wasn't at hers.
Huh?
She wasn't at Paris.
She wasn't. Sorry.
She wasn't in Paris.
Right.
The last time in New York you're talking about it was in Paris.
She wasn't there. So they so I feel that she needs to be at these track meets in order to get better, learn how to run against these seasoned track stars. I still believe that she can do something, but her form, she just looks awkward, and I think that they need to change. They need to change her form, because she has it, but I don't know. Maybe she really doesn't.
I don't think she can. She can't do it.
You don't think she can?
She's done. Nope. Because
I wouldn't say she's finished. I still think she has something in her.
I
don't think she's running out of top form. I don't think so. I don't think she's running out of top form. Based on what she was doing before, based on her numbers before, and things like that, and you look at her now, it doesn't seem to be the same as somebody said. She needs to come off the marijuana a little bit. She might be okay.
And you know what it might be? It might be the fact that, you know, when people just go off of their talent, because she's like, I'm talented, I have my talent, this, that. And when people just go off of that, but they don't put in the work to even get better, that's where I think she's at. She thinks that is just talent alone, but the thing is, you have to put in the work. You have to work out your start. Yeah. You have to work out your finish. You have to work out your acceleration. You have to work out your form.
There's up and coming people who can beat her.
You see,
up and coming people there in the Olympics running right now can beat her.
What are you saying, Benji?
There's up and coming people that can beat her. That young lady who beat Sharika in the 200, she's 18. You have Brianna Williams from Jamaica who ran the first leg in the relay team. She's 19. You have the whole under 20 team from Jamaica. Up and coming can beat Sha'Carri Richardson.
You got to remember, Sha'Carri Richardson is only 21, right?
Yeah, but she still has to. Like you said, that she has to put in the work, but she doesn't put in the work. Backing out on all these races so you don't want to run because you came in dead last.
Right.
Doesn't cut it for me. That doesn't cut it for me.
But that's what we're saying. If she put in the work, then she has the potential to be better.
I watched the race where she came in fourth. And you, if you watch it clearly, and they show you the slow down of it, where she's deaccelerating from 70 at least 20 meters before the finish, and I mean that's when you want to put your top speed to finish. Yeah. And she's deaccelerating, so it tells you there's some things that she needs to work on. Yeah,
she might need to change her coach. I don't know. I think she needs to change the people around her, because she keeps opening up her mouth about things and just not. Yeah. The best. And maybe it's just what you call reaping and sowing, because our mouth should just put our mouth on things all the time, and you know, maybe it's just, you know, pride cometh before a fall. Maybe it's that.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with having the biggest mouth, but make sure you back up your talk.
Yeah,
back it up, yeah. There's nothing wrong with opening your mouth. There's nothing wrong with opening your mouth.
No, I'm not, but the thing is, she goes into being rude about it. And it's not showing good sportsmanship. Mm-hmm. You could say, yeah, like Usain Bolt, he would say, you know, I want to be a legend, you know, this, that, you know, bigging up, you could tell he's bigging up himself, whatever, but he doesn't put down other people in order to do it. And that's what Sha'Carri Richardson has continuously
and you want to compare it to FloJo?
No, they compare to FloJo.
Comparing her.
They compare
I'm only comparing because of the nails and the hair. That's the main comparison.
Not like that on track.
That's the main comparison, though. The hair and the nails. That's all. But yeah, man, that's what's up, and that's all I'm gonna talk about with Sha'Carri and. I'm
not speaking of I don't find for. Well, Hussein said he likes her spice. She's good for the track for that. She's good for that. He said that.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll see what happens in the next coming up Diamond League tracks and the other.
I'm not prophesying, I'm just saying it here on SPR Live. You guys can say whatever, but she ain't gonna win nothing. She ain't. I'm sorry.
Well, if she continues the same way, she's not. Yeah. She just has to.
No, she can come before, after, in the middle. She ain't gonna win nothing. Nope.
Well, not as long as Elaine is there and Shelly Ann is there. That's for sure.
Well, Shelly Ann's running one Olympics. That's it. Her last Olympics is going to be in Paris. That's it.
In order for Sha'Carri to become anything, she needs to lose her attitude and work hard at her craft. That's it.
Yeah.
Lose the
She
attitude.
just needs to come off her social media. That's what she needs to do. She needs to come off her Twitter, her Instagram, and Facebook.
You are listening to SPRLIVEFM.com. This is Radical Riddimz, where we play gospel, reggae, soca, dancehall, and afrobeats. And we also have commentary discussing, and that's what we're doing right now. I want to big up all my Radical Riddimers in our live chat on our YouTube channel, Streaming Praise Radio. Big up to Shireen, who just joined in. Good afternoon, my dear. Good afternoon and welcome. Thank you for coming in and discussing with us and having your own discussions. And Brother Benji, we miss you. I'm gonna get back into music.
I gonna.
Yes, so you can give your big ups to the people who are listening right now.
I gonna in the chat room.
All right. So we'll see you in the chat.
Yeah.
All right. Later. Oh my gosh, I pressed the buttons. I just hung up. Oh gosh, I'm not made out for these things. That was so bad. I hit it too hard by accident. Oh my gosh. Anyways, yes, live on air. SPR Live, you're listening to Radical Riddimz, your girl Princess Playa with Brotha.
Monty Lou, not forget that Monty Lou.
Yes, we're gonna talk about some other things because we do have an interview coming up. We're gonna talk politics again after this. We have a special interview coming up on Wednesday with one of the political candidates. So we'll be talking about that just now. Let's get into Sean English. What's going on with Sean English? Have you heard any updates?
Yes, Sean, as far as I know, he's doing a lot better than before. And
can you briefly tell the people?
He's doing a lot better than before. And according to what we're trying to see if we can arrange some kind of a interview with him while he's still in the place.
Yeah. Can you tell the people briefly what happened to him?
Oh, yeah. Sean English had a mental breakdown.
He's a
gospel artist,
yeah.
and apparently it was happening for a period of time that I didn't even, I wasn't even, I kind of picked up on it, but I wasn't 100% sure. I just assumed that was his natural thing. I mean, he would call me like 2 o'clock in the morning and tell me he hasn't slept yet, and this when the time he's now getting ready to do stuff. But this was all part of his build up to the final breakdown. And he went on Facebook and he's posting a message talking about his funeral.
Yeah, it was weird.
It's really weird. And at that point in time, somebody reached out to Kester Dean, who is a radio host in Guyana, and says, go to Sean and see if we can get him out. So they managed to get him down to the hospital, and he was in there for about a week. And then he moved into facilities now where he's been looked after properly. So we're hoping to get some kind of I guess through the doctors, if we can actually talk to him, if he's well enough to do so. Yeah. So when you are praying for anybody, you can add him to your list. If you don't even know who to pray for, you can pray for Sean English from Guyana, gospel artist. Pray for his mind and God keep him, and he just get out of. You know what? I think that's for everybody today, because there's a lot of Christians. I just spoke to a friend of mine on Friday evening and was telling me about another person that I know who went into full-blown depression. And I was like, whoa, this person I always knew to be a strong individual, and I'm thinking, are you kidding me? So we all need to be praying each other up, seriously praying each other, because you never know.
Wow. All right, let's hear from Sean English, 365 Summer, right here on SPRLIVEFM.com.
A real place, it must be, and it's summertime. Yeah, summer, yeah. Summer, yeah. Summer. Yeah. Hey you, come and roll with the crew. Hey. You not like we, but we like you. Place down hot where you want, if you do, let we chill on the vibe, just me and you. Don't waste no time with the fool. Guyanese born, we don't roll with no tool. Playing it safe, so we live by the rule. Father make this life so, make a cut and go through. Be drunk, no bush, facts. Life expensive as hell, tax. Have footprints on all of my tracks with a positive vibe, so me never look back. Yeah, rolling big in the summer. We not own no Benz, no Hummer. Right.
Just the life that we live, cause Father done make sure me a winner. So I be pleased, I be sing hallelujah. We don't want no war, no fuss, no crime. See we strolling, me and the crew, yeah, we rolling with the vibes. Only your mercy make me wake up fresh, now we have a nice time. Summer upon we mind, summer upon we mind. Summer, 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 summer upon we mind. Call the taxi quick, come quick to the beach, and you know I don't want to be late. End to end, early gone, we're there. Done dress and we there by the gate. See we food basket, curry chicken roti, cook up a nice thing. Everybody bring, yeah, it's a full out Guyanese swing. Auntie Rishma sing with your bygone. Uncle M stuff egg in the file pan. Baba G with the juice is your right on. Cover tight, nothing spilling out here. Rosalind fried rice and she baking. All she picnic singing about shaking. All the big plans that we making. Family, summertime is here. And we don't hold no malice, and we don't fuss no fight. The family and friends are here, so everything's alright. So much love we feel today, because the sun's so bright. And not a cloud up in the sky. And everybody let's sing, say summer, 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 yeah. Summer, 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 yeah. Summer, 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 summer. So I be sing hallelujah. We don't want no war, no fuss, no crime. See we strolling, we and the crew, yeah, we rolling with the vibes. Only your mercy make we wake up fresh, now we have a nice time. Summer upon we mind, summer upon we mind. Summer, 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 summer upon we mind. Lobby sing hallelujah. We don't want no war, no fuss, no crime. See we strolling, we and the crew, yeah, we rolling with the vibes. Only your mercy make we wake up fresh, now we have a nice time. Summer upon we mind, summer upon we mind. Summer, 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 summer upon we mind.
What a one, so then me go so DJ, Abby hello, what about set out a road like a dirt road bike. It's a dry ride cause God on the side. It's Friday, about to be a lit night. Tell them we blessed to bless. So then me go so DJ, Abby hello, what about
Bring that one.
Out a road like a dirt road bike. It's a dry ride cause God on the side. It's Friday, about to be a lit night. Tell them we blessed to bless, but mine can't stop we now. Tell them we blessed to bless, and none of them can take the crowd. Because we blessed to bless, but mine can't stop we now. Tell them we blessed to bless, and none of them can take the crowd. Feeling pleasant, slaying evil all day. Prime time like Jordan back in 98. That's the sound of blessings raining on me. Umbrella, Ella, eh. Still got haters hating on me. My bad mind still wishing death upon me. But everybody know me, I got victory. And he came to give me life more abundantly. Me not stressed, cause me way too blessed. Me got God on my side, God in my life, so everything is gonna be alright. Because we blessed to bless, but I can't stop we know. Tell them we blessed to bless, and none of them can take the crown. Because we blessed to bless, but I can't stop we know. Tell them we blessed to bless, and none of them can take the crown. And so we bless up, yo, bless up, yo, bless up, yo, bless up. Through the valleys of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil cause I know that I'm blessed. Whether me walk through the fire, whether me walk through the flood, when me step in at the path of life fulfilled, your Father guide me to the green pastures, lead me to the still water. Me not afraid of the devil and him dirty always. Me too blessed with the cheers. So me blessed blessing the city and blessing the field. Condemn every tongue will rise against me. No weapon that form will prosper against me. And the blessings that come from the Almighty. Tell them we bless, to bless. And mine can't stop, we know. Tell them we bless, to bless. And none of them can take the crown. Because we bless, to bless. And mine can't stop, we know. Tell them we bless, to bless. And none of them can take the crown. That's how we bless up, bless up, yo. Bless up, bless up, yo. Bless up, bless up, yo. Bless up, bless up. We never stress out, stress out. Stress out, stress out. We not stress out, stress out, stress out, stress out.
Pour a blessing over me, yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep it flowing, flowing, flowing. Just keep it flowing, flowing, flowing. Blessing after blessing, and nothing can hold it back. What is for me? Oh yes, it will be. Me nah go make them steal my joy, steal my joy, steal my joy. A blessing for you, and a blessing for me. Blessing after blessing, and nothing can hold it back. What is for me? Oh yes, it will be. Me nah go make them steal my joy, steal my joy, steal my joy. A blessing for you, and a blessing for me. Cause him promised to provide everything my heart desires, as long as my delight is in the Lord. So I'll bless his holy name, cause his promises remain forever and ever. Don't make nobody trick you. Blessings flowing over here like a fountain. Don't make nobody trick you. No. Hands up to the sky, as the Father pours in after blessing, and nothing can hold it back. What is for me? Oh yes, it will be. Me nah go make them steal my joy, steal my joy, steal my joy. A blessing for you, and a blessing for me. Blessing after blessing, and nothing can hold it back. What is for me? Oh yes, it will be. Me nah go make them steal my joy, steal my joy, steal my joy. A blessing for you, and a blessing for me. Everywhere I look is blessing, favor all over me. All because I put my Jesus in front of everything. Drink it up, from the river of living water. Drink it up, now go thirst again. No, this will never stop. Flow from my Father, and my vessel will be full to the sky, like an overflowing hill. Oh, oh, oh. It's blessing in abundance, blessing after blessing, and nothing can hold it back. What is for me? Oh yes, it will be. Me nah go make them steal my joy, steal my joy, steal my joy. A blessing for you, and a blessing for me. Blessing after blessing, and nothing can hold it back. What is for me? Oh yes, it will be. Me nah go make them steal my joy, steal my joy, steal my joy. A blessing for you, and a blessing for me. Blessing after blessing, blessing after blessing, blessing after blessing, blessing after blessing, after blessing.
All right, everybody, put those hands together. VP, let's go. Yeah. Come on. Here we go. Jesus is the sweetest name. Jesus, he is the great I am. Oh, Jesus, he died for all of us. He is the way, the truth, and the life. He is the way, the truth, and the life. Oh, say Jesus is the sweetest name. That's something I will. He is the great I am. Oh, Jesus. Ooh, yeah. All of us. He is the way, the truth, and the life. Say he is the way, the truth, and the life. That's something I will say. Jesus. Oh, yeah. Is the sweetest name. Hey. Jesus. Come on. He is the great I am. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. He died for all of us.
is the highest praise. Hallelujah is the highest praise. Hallelujah is the highest praise. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh yeah. Hallelujah. 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 It's the highest praise.
Yes, hallelujah. That is from Canadian gospel artist Kevin Adams and Voices of Praise featuring Michael Manhurt's Wave Offering medley. Wave offering, ding, ding, wave offering, boom boom, wave offering. Claremont's not moving. Monty Lou is not moving today. He has so much antics going on in our YouTube chat. Our YouTube channel is Streaming Praise Radio. You can come in the chat. He's instigating some, teasing some people, instigating some stuff in there. Just looking over and just shaking my head. He's like, why isn't anybody talking to me? I said, because you're not talking to them. Who told me to say that?
Well, may I talk to them now?
Who? Yeah.
Minister Faye want to talk to Pastor Humphrey, but Monty Lou want to speak to her. I don't really want to talk to Pastor Monty Lou. I talk to Monty Lou.
Oh my gosh, pure antics always on Radical Riddimz. You tune into SPRLIVEFM.com. I saw something, an interview. We're going to get into a little bit of politics. I saw an interview the other day with the Prime Minister of Barbados, soon Republic of Barbados, Mia Mottley. And she had an interview with a BBC host, and they were talking about relations between China and Barbados. And her response to her, it was the question that was asked, or the questions that were asked, and the response that the PM gave, I was like, scared of you, Prime Minister, Madam Prime Minister. I had to call her Madam Prime Minister. Right. It was how she answered. I said, okay, you're schooling some people. So I want to play that little 3-minute clip so you can hear Madam Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, in action.
Yes. I was going to bring up the United States because, of course, the Caribbean is America's backyard. I mean, from Cuba, closest
Well, we like
point...
to say neighborhood because they get the wrong impression with backyard.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. I was using that. Yes, true. Okay. You're in America's neighborhood because at its closest point, it's only 70 kilometers from Cuba to the United States. 7 military U.S. bases are here in the Caribbean. But people are beginning to wonder whether you're looking further east. And we had a question on social media, Prime Minister, which says, I honestly would like to know why we in Barbados are so ingratiated with China. Why are we in so deep with China? So are you swapping one superpower for another?
Well, once again, I regret that the person who asked the question doesn't know our history. In 1977, Barbados established relations with the People's Republic of China. This is 44 years ago. And therefore, to suggest that we are now seeking to ingratiate ourselves with China means that you don't understand where we've come from or what we're doing. Any country that lives in this world today, to exist in this world, ought to have relations with every country. And China is clearly a global power. And for us not to have a relationship with China, even if we didn't have one 47 years ago, would be foolish.
But you've been very complimentary about China. You had a phone conversation with President Xi Jinping recently. You said this is all about strengthening the relationship with China. In 2019, the government signed up to the BRI, the big infrastructure projects and so on. And some people are suspicious. They think that China wants to buy the family silver.
Well, let's put it this way. I've also been very complimentary of the Americans and the British and the Canadians, so that for me not to be complimentary of China seems unusual. And similarly, for persons who believe that because we want to be friendly with China means that we are a pawn, tells us what they think about us in the first place. Because we are capable of being, as our first Prime Minister said, friends of all and satellites of none.
But it's not just Barbados that's moving closer to China, it's the whole of the Caribbean. I mean,
it's the whole
investment
world.
From China has gone up many folds.
But so is the whole world. If I look correctly, I think the Chinese hold a large percentage of assets within the United States of America and a large amount of their treasuries as well. So for you to focus on the Caribbean or Africa with China without recognizing the role that China is playing in Europe or in the North Atlantic countries is a bit disingenuous and really reflects more that we are seen as pawns, regrettably, rather than countries with equal capacity to determine our destiny, and to be part and parcel of that global conversation to fight the global issues of the day like climate and the pandemic.
All right, well, that's put me in my place, hasn't
No,
it?
not at
Prime
all,
Minister
Zena.
Mia Motley. Thank you.
Not at all, my dear.
Yes, it put her in her place. Yes, it puts her in her place.
Forthwith. You know, it's you know what really amazes me about these folks is how they like to talk down to us as though we don't know what we're doing.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. And you know what? Just to tell you, this BBC host, she black.
She's black?
She's black.
You see why I tell you guys Brian is Brian Malay from Uganda? I told you guys, Brian Malay. There you go. He sounds white, doesn't he?
Yeah, she's black, but I like how she answered that. I mean, I have my own debate with the whole China interaction and all that stuff, but I like how the Madam Prime Minister responded, and she put certain things in place and just said, look, the majority of the assets in the U.S. are owned by China. You know, I was like, okay. You know, the assets, the treasury, all that. And we have to know that China is a powerhouse. I believe they're a silent kind of powerhouse because U.S., they're a powerhouse, but they're so bossy about it, you know? But I don't even think they have all of that power. They have power, but not all that power. But
you know, in so speaking, and understand how Mayor Motley responded, but our actual constituents don't really like the idea of what's actually taking place in the country with the Chinese coming in slowly.
Right.
Same thing in other Caribbean countries like Jamaica, Guyana, even Japan. But what people need to understand, China is setting themselves in place right now.
Yeah.
When this whole pandemic thing is over, it's going to be a whole different ball game altogether. Now, what's quite interesting though, India is a silent powerhouse.
Yes.
Because all of the stuff that China is reaping are Indians who are actually in the background making them. And I was like, whoa, I didn't know this. I was like totally blown away.
Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, they BRICS. I always remember that acronym BRICS because they are a gold powerhouse, resource powerhouse. They're all kind of working together. And it's like those countries you have to watch: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why that makes sense. Because, okay, remember the way how things are right now, Guyana now finding oil, and they will be able to produce, I think, is 1 billion barrel per month or for the year, something like that. I forget some ridiculous number like that.
Okay.
And what it possibly can do to the sea basin if they keep going at the rate they're going and messing up with the ozone layer and all kinds of stuff. And this is what they talked about because I think Exxon is the one who's pulling the oil out. But Brazil also wanted to come in and say, hey, we want to stop this because you're draining our scenarios, right? And Brazil know what we have in the country that they wanted to make sure that the Venezuelans don't take. Because of what the thing. So a lot of eyes right now secretly, and people don't recognize this, they call them the ABC countries, is America, Britain, and America, Britain, Canada, who are pointing their nose into Guyana because of the resources that are out there, that the same resources that they were taking out of Africa, right? Russia's already down there.
In Guyana?
In Guyana.
Okay.
And Russia and China is down there. There was a video that came out the other day where this guy was filming and saying, this is not slavery days. You can't be beating this black man down here like
you
this.
guys have gold, right? Guyanese
Gold, bauxite.
Yeah. Right.
We have a lot of minerals, other minerals we have down there as well.
Right.
And now the oil added to it. They say that we
and you have Indian people there already.
Yeah, we have our own. We have our own cook up down there. We have our own cook up down there. But when you look at the history, probably you wouldn't know this. Back in 1950 something, 56 I think it was. I think in 1956, when Israel was having the issues and they weren't able to get back there, they were looking for a country to make as what they call an Israel state. To say that this is the Israel state to reestablish Israel. They were literally looking at coming together because of the resources that they had.
They were looking to come to Guyana?
Yes.
Really?
You go Google it.
I'm going to Google that because wow.
They were because of the resources, but I forgot what transpired that I think it's something to do with the British and everything else that they decided to go back to where they are. But they were literally looking.
Well, the thing is, the land that they have there, it's their land.
Yeah,
it's the land that was promised.
But
so.
they want this. This was the part of where they're trying to reestablish Israel again.
What?
They were thinking of coming to Guyana and take it over, and I think it's because of the British and something else that kind of like put a halt on that one. It was like when I read it, I'm thinking, I'm like, this for real?
Well, we're gonna look into that.
Yeah, you look into it, you'll see it.
Look into that. Our radical Riddimz. So Brother Benji said bus mouth. BBC lady got bus mouth.
Yeah, for sure.
Sister Faye says put her in her place. Yes.
One time, yes.
She got put in her place.
One time.
Yeah, and I mean the arrogance of some people. And as you said, they look down on the Caribbean. They think we don't know things or anything like that, and it's unfortunate. But I like that. The thing is about the Caribbean, the education system is so good that when you talk to somebody from the West Indies, they're educated.
Yeah.
They are educated.
Yeah.
They can talk to you, have sense.
Yeah.
You make them sit down with somebody in the States, anybody in the States, and they'd be shocked. They would be shocked in America to see that.
For matter of fact, anybody that come from the Caribbean and even Africa, having a conversation with North American people, and we assume that these people are not educated. We assume that they're not knowledgeable.
Yeah.
But when you start, like for example, his name just flew out of my mouth. The African guy from, I think he's from Kenya, could be from Kenya, who refused to come to all the colleges. Canada sent for him. United States has three colleges, university sent for him, and he said no. I can be educated right here, and this is where I'm from, and we need to develop here instead of going into the diaspora and then having to come back. And most of us don't want to come back because of the dollars. He said, "No, I'm staying right here. I'm not coming."
In Kenya,
I think it's or Uganda.
It's in Africa.
It's in Africa somewhere.
It's
one of those African. It's either Kenya or Uganda.
The thing is about that is what I realized last year that I didn't know. I didn't know that the first universities ever were in Africa.
Yes.
Timbuktu. Yeah. People like to fling that word and make it seem like it's foolishness. You just go Timbuktu. Yeah. Timbuktu was a prominent university. Yeah. Scholars went there and studied.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, this is for real.
Yeah. Scholars were in there and studied. People from Greece and other places, not just Africa, that went there. Timbuktu, go look it up. There's another name that I don't remember. But this is the thing, how they look down on, black people are looked down on, whether it be Caribbean or Africa. But then when they sit down and talk, and we're just talking like normal, and they're looking at, you're not supposed to know these things. Like,
exactly.
They're looking at us like, whoa. I didn't know you know about that or can express yourself like that. But what I want to bring up is that this Wednesday we have our election, Canadian elections coming up, a big federal election. It's a very important election. It's actually a snap election, only a month of campaign. If you really want to call it a month, it's probably only a couple weeks. And it's on September 20th. We at Streaming Praise Radio, as you can see by Praise Life Morning Show, we like to talk about the politics and like to talk about, stuff like that. And we have a representative from the People's Party of Canada that we're going to be talking to. Claremont's going to be interviewing. You want to talk about that?
Listen, she's such a pleasant person. Pleasant person to talk to. And as I said, the PPC party was often mistaken for the PC party, and that's one of the things I told her about. And she said yes, she understood, because this guy's actually from the PC party who started this party in 2018.
Maxime Bernier is the leader of the People's Party of Canada.
I couldn't pronounce the name. Thank you for pronouncing it for me. I told her straight up. But what's interesting that you're going to hear about is what's actually happening. I asked her questions pertaining to the fact that people talking about split votes. If you vote for them, in a big way, you could possibly split the votes between liberals and PC. She made a very good response to that, in the sense that we may think that could happen, but they are so much well known, probably not in Ontario as it should have been, but other provinces know more about them, and therefore they have a returning what you call it, candidate that is returning it back as a candidate for their new writing again, and they have so many more. For matter of fact, Hilder, what's his name? Randy's
Hillier.
daughter.
Oh yeah,
is also running as a PPC party member in Quebec as well. So it's going to be quite interesting listening to the interview and hearing her what she has to say from her end. She's new to the political arena, but she decided she wants to get involved.
And she's black.
And she's black, and her parentage is from Uganda.
Oh yeah.
She was born. And she said, the amazing thing is, she says, the news media refuse to give them any kind of publicity.
Yeah, I could see that.
Refuse.
Because they're not the main parties, and that's the thing that I don't like. They have they're in 100 and I forget, over 100 ridings. Her particular riding is in Quebec, so those that are in Ontario, you can't vote for her, but you can encourage somebody who may be in her riding. Her name is we did not say her name, Afia Lassie.
Yes.
Afia Lassie. Look out for that interview this Wednesday at 9.
At 9, yes.
At 9 on streaming Praise Radio, SPRLIVEFM.com, Praise Life Morning Show with Claremont Humphrey. Our top political parties in Canada are Liberal, the Conservatives, the NDP, Bloc Québécois, Green Party. Those are the main, those are the ones that are most popular, but the main ones are NDP, Conservatives, and Liberals. You know,
I can see if people catch on to the vision of PPC, that the tables turn very quickly.
Yeah. They're actually doing better than the Green Party.
Yes,
right
they
now.
are actually. Yeah, and this is the thing, because they're doing so much better than the Green Party, but yet she asked me, "How did you find me?" I said, "I saw you making a statement on Facebook." I'm like, "Okay, I hope you talk to me," because the statement she made was talking about the fiscal prudence of the other parties, that they don't use that for our country right now, right? And I said, based on that, I was just said, oh wow. And I said, I was trying to get even Randy and the rest of the guys, but nobody responded. She said, really? So she's going to reach out to the rest of the guys, and hopefully we get an opportunity to speak to them as well, from British Columbia and all those other places.
Okay.
Hopefully we get an opportunity to talk to them.
That would be good, because they need to have a voice. It's only fair. You may not agree with everything they do or anything, but it's only fair that you be able to know who you can vote for. Because let me tell you something, the last election was the first time I actually said, let me look at how many parties are in Canada. And I know I read it out last week. I read out some, and DJ Analyst is like, we have a weed party, because it said marijuana party. Because when you go to the polls, you see a whole list of candidates, and you're like, who are these people? And it's only fair that there should be a platform for all these parties to be heard. What's the point in having these political parties? This is why I tell her,
I says, listen, if your party is not getting the platform they want, we're here for you guys. I straight up tell her that. If they just let them know, she says, I'm going to send a message out on the board. I said, thank you very much.
Yeah, because it's not right. Like all the time, like all the years of the debates, all I'm seeing is Liberal, Conservative, even in the States, is Republican, Democrat. And I'm like bored. I'm like, aren't these Americans bored? Like there's other parties and there are independents. Let them be a part of the debates. You could have possibly, Bernie Sanders was the closest to bring them out of that Democrat Republican thing. He was the closest to be able to, win like the independent, but they're still not ready. They've gone back now to just red and blue. It's unfortunate.
I want to say this in the understanding that I have been reading and understanding of who really controls all this stuff, and just Bernie Sanders wouldn't fit, so they make sure that he would not win. What's the other guy? Is it it's not. I want to say Kerr, but it's not Kerr. Is his name? He was another Democrat too as well. But I think he was supposed to be either Christian or whatever.
From which election?
From not this one. I think
the one before.
Two back before.
They didn't. If you're talking about the one from 2016, 2016.
And I don't think he ever come back in again.
It was that election. I mean, that election was all cheat with Hillary, and because they wanted Hillary Clinton, they didn't want Bernie Sanders, so they cheated him. But he would have won. Yeah, and he would have won presidency if he went forward to go. But you see, the thing Trump. Is when you look at the history. And you see the back end of stuff and who's trying to control stuff and who's trying to manipulate stuff. You understand who they know they will not be able to pinch and control. So they said, make sure they don't get in. Well, Canada, we're in the same boat right now. And we go see who's going to get in this time. Aaron O'Toole, the Conservatives, and Trudeau from the Liberal, they're like, keep going back and forth like this. Yeah. So I NDP is not even close. They're not ready. They're not ready. And of course, Bernier, they're not going to allow him in because they feel he's too radical for what they want. So. Yeah, but I would be glad if they at least get a few seats. Yeah. We need those voices. You know, that's the only thing that I want. I don't want them to not have any seats. I want them to have a few seats in the House. So I'm looking forward to that. I know for sure they're going to get seats. Mm-hmm. So that's good. Huckabee is the name. This is the face as Huckabee. Cruz, Rubio. Cruz. Okay. Cruz, not Huckabee. There's so many. Yeah, Cruz. There's so many. Cruz is and that whole thing too. But I'm not gonna get into that. We're gonna get back into some music. We're gonna hear from Nisha Woods. Fire, fire, fire. Oh, right here on SPRLIVEFM.com. Radical Riddimz. I go get my guitar and I'm gonna dance for you now. Fire in my bones. I got fire in my bones. Our God, if it comes to me, fire. If you know that He is a jealous God, I wish to serve no other God but Him. Help me sing. Somebody say fire, fire, fire. Oh, fire. Holy Ghost fire deep down in my soul. Somebody say fire, fire, fire. Hey, fire to rebuke Satan in Jesus' name. Somebody say fire, fire, fire. Oh, fire. That's Holy Ghost fire deep down in my soul. Somebody say fire, fire, fire. Hey, fire to rebuke Satan in Jesus' name. Like Ezekiel. I got fire in my bones. I got fire in my bones. I can't keep it in. Cause Jesus down within. My Jesus, yes, He down within. Like the day of Pentecost. We can come in one accord. We can shout and praise the Lord. Holy Spirit, have your way. Hey, like a mighty rushing wind, fill this place. There's the fire of God hot enough to burn up the darkness. Somebody say fire, fire, fire. Oh, fire. Cause Holy Ghost fire deep down in my soul. Somebody say fire, fire, fire. Hey. Fire to rebuke Satan in Jesus' name. Somebody say fire, fire, fire. Oh, fire. Cause Holy Ghost fire deep down in my soul. Somebody say fire, fire, fire. Hey. Fire to rebuke Satan in Jesus' name.
pressure. Send the fire, send the fire, send the fire. Lagos fire, send the 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 fire. I wish we could have come here, but we can't. I wish that we had no fear. So we dance, stuck on the inside, missing the outside, wishing freedom will come again. Cause inside is not for we, and we got too much energy. So this what you gonna do for me when you hear me on the radio. I want you to know the house, so jump on the fence and climb up the tree and up on the roof and wave. We grateful for life, yeah. I want you to put on your best and don't wash your face. Shake up the stress, shake up the place and breath. Make we come alive and behave like we in the city. We jumping high in the city. We waving high in the city. Praising high in the city. We dancing high in the city. Singing high in the city. We winning high in the city. Don't you know that this is the stadium? Oh God, I know we had a tough year, but we blessed. Daddy, he promised that he would take care. Say less, forget the problems, we not don't worry, we gon' be grateful every day. But inside is not for we got too much energy. So this what you gon' do for me when you hear this on the radio. I want you to know the house and jump on the fence and climb up the tree and up on the roof and wave. We grateful for life, yeah. I want you to put on your best and don't wash your face. Shake off the stress, shake up the place and pray. Make we come alive and behave like we in the city. And we jumping high in the city. We waving high in the city. Yes, we dancing high in the city. We praising high in the city. Singing high in the city. And we winning high in the city. Don't you know that this is the stadium? Side is not for we want. Side is not for we no. Side is not for we get not stop it. Side is not for we. We go down in the yard. Not for we. Up on the side is not for we. The side of the road is not for we. Turn up your radio. Bring the tenant call. We don't need that side is not for we. Up in the street is not for we. Up on the road. I want you to put on your best and don't wash your face. Check out the trap. Check out the place. I'm vibe in the air right now. Everybody want Jesus. Yes, it's a vibe in the air right now. Everybody want Jesus. Ready to go. We ready. We ready to go. Hey, the atmosphere charge up. Hey, charge up. The atmosphere charge up. Ready. Charge up. The atmosphere charge up. Ready. Charge up. The atmosphere charge up. Charge up the atmosphere. Coming together. Shot put 1,000 to flies. Coming together. Shot put 10,000 to flies. Coming together. Coming together. Holy Ghost take over. We ready now. Every race, every creed, everyone, every flag, color scheme with the sun. A holy nation lift up your banner for this one. A royal team saddle up with your crown. And when you see we coming together we dare. And when you see we fighting together we pray. We out there on the front line together we dare. Together we dare. The atmosphere charge up. It charge up. 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 The atmosphere vibe in the air right now. Everybody want Jesus. Yes, it's a vibe in the air right now. Everybody want Jesus. Family, we're coming together. Shot put 1,000 to flight. Coming together. Shot put 10,000 to flight. We're coming together. We're coming together. Holy Ghost take over. Hey, we ready now. We ready. We charge up. We ready. We ready.
We're ready. We charge up.
I'm ready and charge up. No.
You charge up. You should see.
Folks, let me tell you a little story.
Do it fast.
When I used to be on CIUT, and you have to go to the bathroom. Now the bathroom is all the way downstairs, and there's 3 stories, right?
Oh gosh.
So you can't play a 4-minute song. So I used to look for the long extended song, and then one listener caught on to it one day. And when I come back and it says, I think I used to play the song by Donnie McClurkin, that long one.
Oh, medley
right?
one.
The medley.
Yeah.
I when I come back and the sister calling, Brother Humphrey. I said, yeah. She says, you went on a bathroom break, didn't you? I'm like, how do you know? She said, because the song was long. And she only knew that because of Brother G, who told her. and that's how she found out. I'm thinking, yep. Hey, I had to go, man. I'm so sorry, folks. Sometimes nature calls and you can't help it. You know?
Now he can move and now he can dance. He was stiff as a board before.
Yeah, you know, somebody asked me the question about why I looked like I was bored when talking about the running sport, and I thought about running and having to go to the bathroom at the same time. The 2-hour work, so stay quiet, bro.
Sister Raquel, welcome. Even though it was late, it's okay. You even came on time on your song, Samuel Midas Stadium. I know you love that one. My Radical Riddimers, thank you so much as always for tuning in. What I quickly want to talk about, she also brought up that this is long weekend here in North America, the States and Canada, long weekend, Labor Day weekend, Monday is a holiday, and next day is school. So those of you, we're praying for your children. Those of you who have your children that are 12 and over, that you know, that's the allowance to get the Pfizer, but you still not getting your child vaccinated. Have a conversation with your child and let them know that they have the right not to discuss or disclose their health history with anybody, not even teachers. If teacher asks them if they're vaccinated, they have no right to ask them that. My suggestion is to just say, you know what, I don't want to talk about it. If their schoolmate says, did you get vaccinated? Just say, you know what, I don't want to talk about vaccines, COVID, all that stuff. I just want to talk about school. I don't want to talk about all that stuff, right? Simple, deter it, close it down, shut it down. Even with teachers, tell them to shut down the conversation. If a teacher asks them anything, tell them that that they should come home and tell you that the teacher asked them if they're vaccinated. They have no rights to ask that. It is not mandated for kids to be vaccinated. But of course, you know that the teasing and all of that, they're going to turn to a kid and say, oh, it's probably from him because he didn't get vaccinated. You don't want that. So please have a conversation with your children who are that are in junior high, 12 and older, and high school. Just to say, I don't want to talk about vaccines, COVID, lockdown. You know, I've had 2 years of this. I just want to focus on school. I'm happy to be at school. Let's just encourage our kids and be supportive for them. All right. So you had a good time, Claremont?
Yeah. Monty Lou, thank you for inviting Monty Lou. You know, Monty Lou will come again. You know, if you want him to come again, he will come again.
Yeah.
But this time he will come empty, so he can move. You know, he will not come full, but he will come empty. But thank you so much for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you coming and talking and discussing on Radical Riddimz. And remember, at 7 p.m. tonight is Hands Clapping, Foot Stomping with Brother Benji. He will be interviewing Terrence J. Dooley and Testimony, a choir. You don't want to miss that. The interview is, he starts at 7. The interview is at 8. Hands Clapping, Foot Stomping. And right after this is Cheryl Underwood. What is it called again? Cheryl Underwood. I drew a blank. Spiritual nourishment. I drew a blank. I'm like, what?
Right now, right?
Yeah.
Spiritual nourishment. Yeah.
Yes. So blessings to everybody in the chat. Blessings to everybody listening. Have an awesome week. I'm gonna leave you with Mr. Praise. Walk with a praise. Make sure you walk with a praise. Man. Jump with a praise.
Exactly.
Yes. Praise.
Mr. Praise come to tell them again. Mr. Praise come to tell them. Mark it, chop. Everybody feel walk with a praise. Everybody feel rock with a praise. Everybody feel jump with a praise. Praise, chop. Everybody feel walk with a praise. Everybody feel rock with a praise. Everybody feel jump with a praise. Praise, chop. I could have sat them on in praise. Or a Sunday morning praise. Young and old fi have a praise. Every soul fi have a praise. Choke corona, walk with your praise. Lose a job, walk with your praise. Feel stress and depressed, walk with your praise. Speak life over death, send up the praise. Cho. Everybody fi a walk with a praise. Everybody fi a rock with a praise. Everybody fi a jump with a praise. Praise, praise, praise. Cho. Everybody fi a walk with a praise. Everybody fi a rock with a praise. Everybody fi a jump with a praise. Praise, praise, praise. In a prayer meeting, walk with a praise. Financial meltdown, government affairs, frustration get enough. Everybody full of fear. Long time praise, I tell them, come with your praise. When the praises go up, blessing we come down. Come down, God blessing, come down. A prayer a day keep the devil away. King Jehovah, man, only man get all the praise. So, Canada praise, England praise, Europe praise, Africa praise, Trinity praise, US praise, Cayman praise, Diana praise, Belize praise, Bayesian praise, Vinci praise, Montserrat praise, Lucian praise. Everybody know, Yardman style, Jamaica praise. Everybody be a walk with a praise. Everybody fi a rock with a praise. Everybody fi a jump with a praise. I want you to have nourishment.